Good morning, everybody. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and we shall sing and we shall be glad in it. Happy Mother's Day. Ooh, ooh, happy Mother's Day. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, I say that and I totally understand. I'm excited that my mother is still here on this earth physically with me. I talk to her every single solitary day. But I understand that there are those of you who are grieving today because this is the first Mother's Day without your mother physically here. She's always in your heart. And my prayers go out to you. I am thinking about you. I've seen your post on social media, so I totally understand. I get that and know that we cry, we mourn with those that mourn, we cry with those that cry. And I'm going to tell you, I am a simple, but I totally understand it. But we live our lives and it's a long journey and we live our lives daily paying homage and honor and appreciation to our parents, both of them, as we live our lives. So those things that um, they taught you, those things that your mother warned you about, laughed with you, cried with you, even got whoopings and spankings and all that good stuff and disciplined you. Remember those things and smile. Some of them you'll wipe a tear, and some of you'll bust into laughter because you remember your mother. She's down in you, and if you're like me, I may not look physically like my mother, but a lot of her traits are down inside of me. I look the most like my father, so when I look in the mirror, I'm looking at him. And there's probably not a day goes by that I don't say something he said, or I don't know. It's just I have both of my parents in me. So we're talking about Happy Mother's Day, of course, but just a quick observation. And yes, I accept all Mother's Day appreciations, even though I have no biological children. I taught thousands, and I really thank you and appreciate it because I'm like, believe you me, the first year I taught high school for 10 years and then elementary for 12. And the first day I was like, what in the world? Why am I here? First day in elementary, oh, I can't do this. But I made it and God helped me through it. But um, it helped me bring out a lot in me that I didn't even know was down in there. And it helped me understand how protective I am. And even though I didn't have any biological children of my own, I just didn't want anything to happen to any of the others because I wanted them to have a high quality life like I did. And it was very grievous to see when they did not. And I strived to do whatever I could to make sure that they did. So 19, 26, and 27, behold thy mother. And I think it's in 27 where he says, behold thy mother. And he is turning his mother into the care of another of his disciples because Jesus is headed to the cross. He said, mother, behold thy son. And of course, by then, it's been the all night beatings and torture of the soldiers for Jesus. And but then he turns to the disciple. He says, behold thy mother. Now she's in your care. And even at that point, he's still wanting to make sure that his mother is taken care of. And his mother is there all the way to the end. And she's with the women when they come to the tomb. And the angel says, he's not here. He's risen, as he said. So, that's one of the things that's unique uh, about real mothers is they're with you all the way to the end. The good, the bad, the ugly, all the good, all the yay, the accolades, and I see all the graduation pictures, and oh yay, and they're with you with the bad when you don't do well. And those mothers who are in the courts and they're meeting with the lawyers and they're putting up their houses and they got their kids back to the end, all the way to the end. And number one, I can truthfully say that I had a mother who wanted children and kept them close. When I've previously asked her, She said, "Oh no, I was excited about having children." And there are other people who are not. I can truthfully say they're not excited about it at all. Now, and I'm not talking about the nervousness and, oh my gosh, this is my first child. No, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about they really didn't want them, but they're having them. They're having them for various reasons. They're having them because they're made to have them. The man wants it. They're just not. And there is a vast difference. And you can see the mothering styles from women who actually want to have children and those who don't. And then the ones who want children, they create an environment and a life that makes it enjoyable for the child. Yeah, because my mother was my best friend and still is. Now she's always going to be my mother. I don't treat her like she's average and ordinary, but I felt like I could ask her anything and talk to her about anything, and that's the kind of relationship I pray that some of you have, and that you can rekindle and renew. And then my mother also kept us close. You know, when you're teenagers, you want to sit in church with your friends, you want to be with your friends or whatever. And people always found reasons to get me and my sisters in trouble. So, excuse me, even as adults, we just went and sat with our mother in church. It was just easier that way. Whether it was the truth or a lie, whatever, it just kept down confusion and kept our the dinner tables very, very pleasant. Because my father would let us have it if somebody came and reported something that we did. And so she kept us close. They knew where we were. They knew who we were with, who's going. There was only certain people I could go with, certain houses I could be at. I can count them on probably 3 fingers of the houses I can go to because they kept us really close. They kept us real tight leash, tight. Our house was the fun house. Our house in the neighborhood was where all the kids came to our house. And they made sure of that. My dad was an educator. He saw the good, the bad, and the ugly that happened with kids. So they kept a close eye. They kept us close. And I don't know who that is, but it's not my mama, so I ain't answering. They kept us close by, so that they knew exactly, what was going on with us, who's with, and all that good stuff. Oh no, and they called back again. Oh my. And so I don't even know who that is. So they wanted children and kept us close. That's my observation. Number 2, model, mold, and mentor. So they modeled it, and they modeled hard work. That was the biggest thing. They modeled love and affection and all that good stuff, but they modeled hard work. They modeled it and they molded us into it, and they mentored us too as well. They didn't just that old saying of "do as I say do," uh-uh, uh-uh. Do as I show you I'm doing, and then the hard work, and then but we also got the rewards of it. We got to enjoy, as they say, the fruits of our labor, the spoils of our hard work. We enjoyed it. They didn't just work us and then we didn't have any fun. They didn't take us anywhere. And if they promised something, unless it was something out of the ordinary that they couldn't deliver, it was happening. It was happening. They molded us, they modeled it, they molded us, and they mentored us in the way we should go. Train up a child in the way that they should go. Yep. They showed us and they did it. And, and when my mother said, because my father had a cleaning service, for those of you who don't know, my dad was a teacher in the day, and then we had a Sky Bright little cleaning service at night. And in the summers, we cleaned houses. Now, we went on trips and we did all that stuff, but we worked. And so we would clean 3 to 4 houses a day in the week. And after that, my pay was, of course, we got clothes and all that kind of stuff and traveled and stuff. We were all contributing to the pot and helping us work and get the money. But after it was over, my mother rolled up to White Castle, 2 double cheeseburgers with mustard, onion rings, and a Big Red. She had me at Big Red. And they modeled it, they molded us, they mentored us. We knew how to work. That's the reason why Brian has to say, excuse me, You need to take some days off. Yeah, it's hard because I'm by nature I'm a workaholic. And then faith, family, and future. They always were about God, 2 or 3 generations back on both sides of my family. So I just don't have no choice. The chosen have no choice. So it's all about faith and it's all about family first, and then having a bright future. The future, the sky was the limit. Whatever we desire to do, we were gonna do it. Whatever we put our hands to do, we could have it. We could be it. We could achieve it if we could want it. And it was something that was not against ethical, moral, whatever it was. We had a bright future. They started us off. They made sure. And even my nieces, their grandchildren, bright future, next generation, whatever. As long as my dad says, as long as human beings are designed to do it, we do it. So this is an observation. Take your own observation today as you reflect of who you are as a person. Even if your mother is no longer with, there is something of her down in you. I know that was rough, but there's something of her down in you. Even if it's something that you have to work on all the time, even if it's something that is not necessarily a great habit or a great trait, there's something of her down in you. And even the great traits you find yourself doing, the words you swore you would never say when you was a teenager, you saying them. Oh my gosh, you're doing them because there's something of her down in you. Faith, family, and future. And then last, the old soap opera, One Life to Live. I don't think I really was. I was kind of a General Hospital person, but there was a soap opera, One Life to Live. And but for our house and our family, it was one life here to live. And then after that, judgment and the rapture in heaven. But while we were here, our dreams, gifts, and our purpose, they made sure that they invested in it. When I sang my first solo, Weeping May Endure for a Night, when I was 8 years old, it was on a pop-up. My dad was finding everything musical. They were like, oh, because by then I was wearing glasses. I had a speech therapy. I had therapeutic shoes, them expensive shoes. We had to go get them made. I had a lot of problems with my hearing, excessive wax in my ears. I would fail hearing tests. Oh yeah, I was a walking medical bill. Doctor's bill, baby. I look at it now and think, ooh, my Lord, how did my parents afford that? That's the reason why they work so much. But then when they said, this is it for this cause, she came into the world, not just to rack up medical bills. She came with gifts, talents, and abilities. Then we're focused on me and my 2 sisters. Whatever our focus was, whatever our goals, dreams was, they encouraged it, cultivated them, sowed seed, poured water on it. And, even if we had tears and it didn't work out, they would still sow and cultivate and mold and model and mentor and get back in. Nope, you're not gonna quit. Nope, we're gonna. And if it didn't work out, okay, what's the solution? Making sure that you had options, making sure that Dad said always, and my parents was always, you got God, me, and yourself. That's what you got. And when we gone, you always got God, and you got to rely on yourself. People will come and go. They'll be for you, and sometimes they won't. But make sure you always remember you got God. So you got one life here to live. And then after that, eternity. So while you're here, occupy until I come. That's where occupation comes from. Occupy. Dreams, gifts, and purpose. Just an observation. I trust that it blesses you today. So that one life to live, you will. If you don't mind, why live your best life. Coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk 24/7. Then coming up at 11 a.m. is the Spike Davis and Friends show. Tune in for laughs, music, and more. Tuesdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Book Business Boss Show, and the replay is at the Book Business Boss podcast.com. 100 ways to be a book business boss. Find us, Book Business Boss, on YouTube. Be sure and subscribe, because coming up on Thursday, the Book Business Boss panel number 1. So Book Business Boss is a registered trademark, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and it is also a business owned by Julia Royston, and it is to help people take their book and to a business and beyond. So the publishers panel is this Thursday, May 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My guest, Ms. Vanessa Collins and Dr. Rhonda Lawson, join us right here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Are you ready to be a publisher? Have you published a book? And people keep asking you, can you help me? Can you do that for me? Well, let's talk about it. Come with your questions, and this wealth of probably nearly more than 50 years of experience will help you. We'll point out the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then mark your calendar for July 16th. That's when panel number 3 comes. And then mark your calendar for August 13th. That's the final one in this 3-part series. And in preparation and as my free gift, go to beabookbusinessboss.com and download my free ebook, From Author to Entrepreneur. That's at Be a Book Business Boss. Now, if you get it on Amazon, you're going to pay for it. But as my free gift, get it at beabookbusinessboss.com. That kind of get your mindset set and ready to go for the Book Business Boss panel series. I'm super excited about it and thrilled about all what God is doing in me. It's amazing. And as I say, he's extend your stakes and stretch your cords, and expansion and growth and new assignment. Woo! Remember, we was on that assignment in April, so May is gonna be something. So we're gonna be talking about mama's memories and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. You all be blessed. Let's see who's joining me this morning. Hey, Ben, how are you? Yes, we're definitely praying for those who've lost his mothers. Their mothers have gone on. Hey, LaShonda, how you doing? Yeah, I know. That's an awesome thing to pour that same love into your own child, which is awesome. Hi, Christian Angel. How are you, love? Thank you so much for joining me this morning. You'll get something in the email from me on tomorrow. So you be blessed in all you're doing. Yeah. Love you too, Benji. So you all be blessed, and share the love, spread the love, and enjoy the remainder of your day. Love you all, and my prayer always is praying today, tomorrow, and always that you live your best life. Bye-bye.